Okay, so we just did the side seams. So I just want to show you the directions in case you didn't see this. But we sewed this seam and we sewed this seam. Notches 1, notches 2, front to back, right sides together. Now we're moving on to crotch seam. And again, very complicated, but between this picture and this video, I think you'll be able to get it. So check out this first so you can see how I did it. So I did the 1s, I did the 2s, and yes, they are uneven, and they're supposed to be. This side is smaller than this side, so it kind of lays funny. Okay, so I have 2 of those, and it tells you in the instructions to take one of these legs and turn it right side out. So that's the first step, is turn one of them right side out. Okay, and it just happens to be one with the pocket on. Then, if I'm just following the directions here, and to orient you, then what I do is I take another one, the other one, and they're gonna go right sides together. So I have to put this one inside this one. Woohoo, complicated. I promise you, it's magic, though. So, see what I did? I put one leg inside the other leg. Right sides are together, so you double check that. And we're gonna work with notches again. You're working with, let's see, notch 3 and 4. Notch 4 is the double one. So there's my, oh, there it is. So I'm matching notch 4. Again, if you didn't do your notches, you're gonna hate life right now. So there's notch 4. And notch 3 is on the other side. It's right here. It's the single one. So it's just a little diamond. Notch 3. And hold right there because I got to get my pin cushion. Wow. Stay there. Okay, so then you want to get these all pinned. So what I do is I pin right at my notches first. I make sure I keep them secure. Bing, bink, notch 4, and over here, bing, bink, notch 3. Then I can go through and pin the rest. It's more important that your notches match up rather than the height of your fabric, although I believe it should. It just kind of depends on the size you chose. Okay, now here's where it's gonna get a little crazy. This is in the crotch, so just see how I flipped it around. What you wanna do, and you remember this, open your seams, both sides. Just makes it easier to sew it. Pin down, make sure they're matched. Your seams should match. If you sewed 5/8 correctly, they'll match, okay? Now, when you go in here, you can add a couple extra pins if you need them. My pins are super long, so I really don't need a lot. Okay, now you're like, how in the world do I sew this? It's not as crazy as it looks. What you're gonna do is, you're gonna put this in your machine. You're gonna start at the top, 5/8, don't forget to reverse. Watch my fingers as if I'm sewing. I'm coming down. In the machine, you just keep going, keep going. When it curves, you curve. Get that out of the way. Come all the way around. Still sewing. Your pins aren't, you might want to flip your pins. All the way around, and you'll be done. So what you're sewing is, I'll hold it up for you. So you're sewing everywhere those pins are, that seam. And you're like, how in the world does that look like shorts when you're done? Well, let me attempt to show you. Hopefully the pins won't come out. When that's sewed, you're gonna turn it right side out. This is where all the magic happens. And it's going to look like this. Doesn't that look like shorts? This So it's going to look like shorts when it's all done because all this will be sewed. You over sewed that seam. What you're sewing is your front to back. So they will be complete to a certain extent. Then the next step is our waistband. And then we hem the bottom and you'll be all done. Yay!